So how attractive is Taylor Swift actually? Is she a disgusting, light-skinned, little dirty singer? A little dirty? Or is she a average-looking woman? Or is she actually an attractive woman? We'll find out in this video. Welcome back to LookLogix, everyone. Today I'll assess the facial harmony with her front and side view ratios landmarked on faceiq Labs of Taylor Swift. So we'll find out her total score from 0 to 10 and put your guess in right now what you think that will be. We'll go over her ratios and then her key strengths and weaknesses. Now, Taylor, if you're watching this video, we'll also go over some things you can do to improve. And I think this will be quite an interesting analysis. We have some great ratios to look over, and I was surprised by the score, actually. This front profile will actually get something quite interesting. Best photos I could find. There's slight distortion, but overall, definitely usable, and it'll be a pretty accurate analysis. So starting with her front ratios, her lowest score is a 1.85 out of 10. Oh, wow. Vine boom right there. Mouth width to nose width ratio. That's awful. And then deviation of IAA, ipsilateral alar angle, jaw frontal angle, 2.48 out of 10. It's this upper eyelid exposure right here, which is causing this. Her eyebrows are very high set, medium to high set. It just really doesn't look good. And you can see how thin her eyebrows are. It's disgustingly thin. It looks like a smudge of like a feces stain, smudged on the eye. And of course, this is without much makeup on her face. So her eyebrows are usually painted on, and she gesture maxes to look like a clown with some makeup. And this one, she has a little makeup on. So you can see this is definitely a more bold picture to use as an analysis, but you will be surprised what she gets. So really, her eyebrows are way too thin in this, and she looks very, very unhealthy, quite pale. It's not too bad of a face for a front profile, though. We'll move on to her high scores really quickly, and then go back to the lowest. Her cheekbone height is definitely one I was looking at, and she has definitely high set cheekbones, which is great for her. Mouth corner position is a 10 out of 10. I mean, guys, that's quite interesting. The intercanthal nasal width ratio is a 10 out of 10. Normally, these ratios are slightly lower, like an actual ratio, which compares both the intercanthal and the nasal. So when they combine these two, especially like the ipsilateral or deviation of IAA, when they combine it, and then they also have the alone scores, which can be different. You can see by itself is a 9.43, but the second lowest score is that same score but combined with the jaw frontal angle. So the ratios, that's actually quite uncommon, and that's definitely a much better score for her. Neck width is also ideal for a woman, and of course make sure you put in the proper parameters, white-skinned or light-skinned with female as a woman. Chin to philtrum ratio is ideal. Finally, that's actually good. She has a nice long philtrum comparative to the face, or relative to the face. So overall, pretty good front profile. The eyebrows are really rough to look at, though. I mean, they're really like wow. Yeah, they're rough, really rough. Almost European looking, though, this facial profile when she doesn't have as much toxic makeup on. Yeah, that's her front profile. And by the way, guys, if you want to use the app for yourself, you can get your full analysis, your harmony score, and then your key strengths and weaknesses, and then your plan and potential page, which is different. We can go into that later. And then they're even going to add a morph so that they can show you the natural and even surgical and procedures like that to see how you look. And it'll give you an objective measurement of your harmony. So basically your eye distance, all your analysis parameters, and get finally an accurate rating for your face. So it's a really useful tool. 20% off with my code LookLogix. You can use the link in the comment and the description if you want to check it out. But let's move over the side ratios. Her lowest score is a... oh my god. 0.32 out of 10. Her nasal width to height ratio is a 0.32 out of 10. That's I'm almost shivering looking at this. This is really bad. Oh my God. Do you see this? This is like 1.26 times. Her gonial angle is also 1.59 out of 10. Yeah, that's rough. Doesn't look too bad though. The mandibular plane angle 2.64. Apologies for all those noises, guys. I mean, that's all I can really do to describe what it looks like looking at this face. I know it may not look too bad, but this is not including her dimorphism, her status, her height, her voice, anything like that. This is just her harmony, and it's kind of on the line here. Lower lip S-line position is a 2.76. Lower lip burstone line is a 4.8. Moving to more interesting ones, like her orbital vector is negative, but it's also an 8.5. That's pretty good. Frankfurt tip angle 10, going into mouth line 10, submental cervical angle 10. Overall, not too bad. I have a side profile, kind of rough though. Let's actually see what her total score from a 0 to 10 is. All right, Taylor Swift gets a 6.13 out of 10. She has very good harmony, about a top 17%, about 1 in 5.79 people. So her front profile carries this. And this is the surprise. Top 5.4% at a 6.82 out of 10. This is actually really good. She mogs most of you guys and gals. So it's quite interesting. Her side profile is pretty rough, though, at a 4.94. Bottom 49%. So, Taylor, if you're watching this, you need to maximize this side profile. And there are a lot of things you can do. You'll see in the key strengths and weaknesses. For her key strengths, ideal maxillary projection. So it's not really recessed, projected or recessed, yeah. Ideal jaw width, harmonious facial convexity, and you can pause this and check it out while I scroll through if you want to see it. Her areas of improvement are her flat jaw. The jaw lacks curvature, appearing straight and less dynamic in shape. This is definitely a major one. Minus 1.08 points. Wow. Hypodivergent jaw growth. Overprojected nose. Wow. I mean, I don't have we need the soundboard in here to just vine boom after vine boom. Whenever I see these faces and the unideal ranges and these areas of improvement, which are just extremely severe, different things like this, I start tripping on my words because it's just so bad. Wow. Okay. And then minor proportional variations, so minus 0.8 points for smaller ratios that don't fit into one category. Well, there's your analysis, guys, for Taylor Swift. Once again, if you want to use that for yourself, I'll put a link in the description, in the comment section. 20% off any plan. Save you guys some money if you do want to try it out. And if you'd like me to rate anyone else's face, their full analysis for their harmony score, you can put a comment down below. I'll make sure to check it out. And I will see you in the next video.